Here at the Grease, Steam, and Rust Association's 42nd annual show, the feature this time around is short-line tractors, and short-line includes Sheppard diesel machines that were built right here in Pennsylvania. We've got a trio of tractors and a trio of tractor collectors. Will, tell us a little bit about your Sheppard diesel.
It's a 1949 SD2, which is a two-cylinder model. One of my dad's friends had it, and my brother restored it in the 90s. And when he passed away, his wife wanted tractors to stay close to the family and friends, so we got a hold of it that way.
And yours is the oldest in this
Yes.
group. What do you think Sheppard did pretty well back in 1949?
Well, they were really trying to perfect diesel technology, and it's ridiculously simple technology. It scares most people away from working on them and owning them, but it is a simple system, very low fuel pressure. It was a neat design, just a lot of perfection.
And yours has been painted, it looks like. What kind of shape was it in when you got hold of it?
It was pretty rough. The pictures I saw of it, and I actually remember it as a kid sitting in the junkyard where it was pulled out of. The rear tires were still original and junk, and it got completely rebuilt engine-wise. I know they used Caterpillar sleeves and pistons, which you have to turn the sleeves down to make them work. And the engine was going over pretty well on that one, from top to bottom. And then, like I said, my brother restored it painted-wise, and it's been around for a while in family and friends.
Speaking of family and friends, we've got one family member and one friend here. Trenton, your dad has got you started on Sheppards. Tell me a little bit about your tractor.
It's a 1951. It's a 3-cylinder. We got that one from Dylan, and we ended up rebuilding the engine somewhat. The piston sleeve was cracked, so we had to put a different sleeve, new piston, and we re-ringed it while it was apart. And we put a head gasket in it then. Yeah, it was all the way apart. We didn't do bearings, but we probably should have.
Yeah, I think you had some thoughts that it might be a parts tractor, but then you kind of changed course.
Yeah, well, Dylan got it for parts for his, but then he realized it was too nice and realized that somebody could put it back together, and I just happened to be the one that got to put it back together and get it running again.
Is it kind of mind-blowing for you to think that something built in 1951 is now yours?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, I think it's fun yet. It still runs great.
What do you like about it?
I don't know. They're simple. Once you know how they work, they're really simple. And just really simple.
And one more tractor in the Sheppard diesel lineup belongs to Dylan Groff. Dylan, tell us a little bit about your machine.
Mine is a 1951 as well, SD3. Cool thing is we learned that these two were shipped about a month apart, so they're actually very similar age. I got it from my grandfather about 5 years ago. He owned it for probably 28 years. Once we got it running, unfortunately, it spun a main bearing. And then from there, we had the entire engine tore apart, remachined, new bearings, pretty much everything's been done on it. And it ran good. Unfortunately, it cracked a head. We got another head. So far, it's holding up, and it's been running pretty well. And it's still a work in progress, as usual, but...
Does it amaze you that these tractors were built right here in Pennsylvania?
It does, and that's part of, I think, why I like them, the history of them, and they're so close to us. And I just remember as a kid always seeing it in the barn and thought it was the coolest thing ever. And eventually talked him into letting me buy it from him, and now here it is.
Have you had to do a lot of work on it to get it running the way it is right now today?
Yes, it's always seems like something needs worked on. The injection systems they're very crude, but they're simple to work on.
Here at the Steam, Grease, and Rust show, they're featuring short-line tractors this year. Was it kind of exciting to bring these Sheppard tractors here?
It was very exciting. It was exciting to get the three of them here together, and it was work for all of us, but it was definitely nice.
Will, why do you think it's so important to actually kind of preserve this sort of history?
I think all history is important. I mean, I'm interested in farm history and ag history. I guess probably mostly because of the ag teacher I had in high school. I enjoy working on old cars and trucks too. And when I was 14 or 15, my mom said I had enough cars and trucks, so I bought a tractor, an old tractor. And that, with that ag teacher's help and my dad's help, has really been, I don't know, tractors are probably more fun to me than cars and trucks now, just because there is a lot of history to it, and the men that worked them were tough guys, and just what they had to work with to do the work they did. It intrigues me, and I don't know, all history's awesome to me. It's good to preserve it somehow, and I'm glad my son is into it. Well, both of my boys are into it. Just got to preserve that kind of stuff somehow. It's fun to watch.
Tell us just a little bit about how powerful a Sheppard ST2 tractor really is.
Well, very underpowered compared to the size of it. And I think that's why he likes his 3-cylinder more, because it blows my 2-cylinder away. I forget, the 2-cylinder, it's less than 30 horsepower, I think. Yeah. And it's a monstrous tractor for little horsepower. But one of their selling features was economy, and diesel was a lot cheaper then. And I don't know that I would want to work it every day, all day. It's a tough tractor to operate. Just it's underpowered a little bit, but they were built well. But yeah.
And a lot of fun to bring these Sheppard tractors here to the show.
Oh, absolutely. Like Dylan said, we worked hard to get them all three here. The 2-cylinder needed the least amount to get it right here. The 3-cylinder we've been working on since early spring, with, like he said, the engine all apart. And I'm proud of my son for the hard work he's put into his. There were times we both could have walked away from it and let it sit for years, but we wanted it here, all three of these together. And I'm just proud of his hard work in it. That's been the most fun to me, to watch what he does.
All right, Will, Trenton, and Dylan bring in their Sheppard diesel tractors. Thanks for coming to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview.
Good to visit with a trio of Sheppard diesel tractor collectors having a big fun time here at the Steam, Grease, and Rust Association show. Hey, thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel right here on YouTube. You can also find even more videos and branded merchandise over on our website, ClassicTractorsTV.com. Now don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button.